must go online to survive in times like this. So once again, guys, my name is Tejas Zhaveri. I used to run a e-commerce startup called Flintstop.com, which I sold this January. Since then, I'm working as an e-commerce consultant where I help brands go online. Uh, so today's session, I'm going to focus on what to not do in e-commerce. Right? I'm going to give out my true story, how I began the journey, what type of legal loopholes are there in e-commerce, how do people cheat you, what type of stuff can you do to market your business with no money and such. So in fact, I'll start with my journey. Firstly, to tell you, Flintstop.com is an e-commerce platform where at Flintstop, our main goal was to identify daily problems. Literally, our entire team, we were a 28-member team, all of us on a weekly basis had a target of identifying 30 problems in our personal life, right? There can be a small problem like, let's say I have a pet at home and my pet can't climb on top of my bed. What if I can come up with a ramp for that? So we'll come up with these problems on a weekly basis. We then figure out which ready products are available around the world, which we can source to solve these problems, or which all products can we invent ourselves to solve these daily problems, right? So at Flintstop, we used to sell products like alarm clock, which kind of hits you on your face. You keep it behind your bed, so like tap you on your face, so you wake up guaranteed in the process. Right? If you're having a house party at home, we come up with a lot of cool, innovative drinking games. If you're into camping, we have this backpack. As you press a button on the backpack, it inflates into a two-sleeper tent. If you have a sweet tooth, we have like a candy floss machine where you can make candy floss at home. So more or less, you have 2,500 different products across varied categories, all of them solving some problem or the other. Where we sell on Flintstop is we used to sell on our own website, and we were around 68 online marketplaces like Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, Paytm, so on and so forth. Although 90% of our revenue was from B2B gifting, where we would tie up with a lot of corporates like Aditya Birla, Sun Pharma, TVS, Star, so on and so forth, and customize merchandise according to their marketing needs. So that's more or less what Flintstop does. Uh, how I'd want to start this session is I want to start with my journey, and then we'll kind of move on to the e-commerce elements. So in fact, I was 21 years old. I was extremely confused in life. I had just done my bachelor's in management studies. Guys, all of us know that unless you do something, you do not know if you really like it or you don't like it. So you literally need to try doing multiple things before you figure out this is what I really like. So I was 21 years old. The easiest thing for me to start off was to join my family business, which is in the jewelry space. Unfortunately, jewelry doesn't really excite me. There wasn't much tech involvement, so on and so forth. So it wasn't something which is my liking. That's when my father suggested I take a trip for this exhibition called CES. CES is Consumer Electronics Show. It's like the coolest tech show on this planet, right? At CES, I've literally seen a room filled with flying cars. I'm not even kidding about it. There was a room I saw like 7, 8 flying cars. There was another product which is a piece of paper which is rolled up. As you open the piece of paper, it turns into a television. Another cool product I saw when I was 21, this is 8 years, 9 years back, was this charging room where all you need to do is if you own an Apple device, a phone or a laptop, if you're inside the room, the phone charges by itself. You do not need to put your charge your phone with a cable. You do not need to put your phone on top of a wireless charging pad. It just charges itself. So these products kind of blew my mind off, and I'm like, wow, these are so cool. I totally would love selling products like this. Back then, 8 years back, there were not many people in the quirky problem-solving gifting space in India. So that's how I thought, why not bridge that gap? So I took a 3 lakh rupee loan from my father. I was 21 years old. I had no idea how to do business. How do you procure products? Where am I going to sell? How am I going to sell? What are legalities? So on and so forth. Uh, I took a one-way trip to China. Now, China is a super innovative and super exciting place. In China, the first place I went to was an innovation center. At that innovation center, any product idea is converted from an idea to actual prototype in 6 hours, no matter what category of the product. If it's AR, VR, electronic, woods, no matter which category is such, they create a prototype within 6 hours. So pretty interesting, pretty cool, pretty collaborative as a country, unlike India, which is extremely competitive. So that's something I really love about China. Now, I went on Alibaba.com. I found my 20 suppliers who I wanted to meet. I had a meeting with them. I imported products. Now it's still 60 days for my products to come from China to India. They were coming via sea, right? You can either import goods via sea or air. My goods were coming via sea, which takes 45 to 60 days China to India route. I'm back in India. I still have 60 days left for my products to come in. So the first thing I did was I went on IndiaMart.com, and 8 years back at least, Minions were a hot thing. Everyone loved Minions, all right? So I went on IndiaMart and I typed Minion products. I found this vendor who was selling a Minion pen drive. I'm like, okay, let's kind of experiment with this Minion pen drive before my actual consignment of goods come in. So my Minion pen drives came in through IndiaMart. I listed them on eBay.com. Back then, eBay had no seller verification, which means anyone could sell anything on eBay. I'm not even kidding about this, guys. People would actually sell bakris on eBay during Bakri Eid. You could add a bakri to cart and actually buy it, and it comes to your doorstep. I'm not even kidding about this, right? So there is no seller verification on eBay. Anyone can sell anything. I listed my Minion pen drives on eBay.com. 2 days after my first listing, I got my very first order. I was so excited. I'm like, wow, someone has literally actually paid money and bought my products. I was on, Sky9. I called up the customer. The customer's name was Nikita Jain. She was my first customer ever, so I'll never ever forget her. I called her up and I told her, "Hi, ma'am, you're my first customer ever." So she was, in fact, very inspiring and very motivating in terms of what I'm doing is awesome. I'll surely grow, so on and so forth. So that's how the journey at Flintstop began. I took up a lot of courses online on Udemy, Coursera on how to build a website, how to do digital marketing, what is data analytics, how do you run ads, what is automation in e-commerce, so on and so forth. Uh, for the first 2 years, I was my only employee. The same room where I'm talking to you guys out of was my office, right? So literally, I would do everything from uploading products online on Flipkart, Amazon. I built myself a pretty slow website. I took a basic WordPress course, and to be honest, I would rate that my website back then a 2 or a 3 out of 10. Right, it was super slow. My website loaded in 28 seconds. It had a lot of glitches. Ideal e-commerce website should load within 3 to 5 seconds. If you take more than 5 seconds, you will lose out on a lot of customers. Uh, so I was doing all that. I was doing the operations. I was doing the packaging. My favorite job role back then, 8 years back, was doing the deliveries. So since I'm from Mumbai, every order which I would get from Mumbai city, I would literally go door to door and deliver the products to the customer, right? Those deliveries led to so much more, right? Those deliveries led to unexpected lunches, dinners, and whatnot. Uh, in fact, the same person who bought over my business was someone who I went out for a delivery to 8 years back. That delivery led to me striking a conversation with him. Eventually, 6, 7 years later, he's the same person who bought over my business. So you never know what conversation leads to what. Slowly, a business scaled up. I could hire a couple of interns, then I got a couple of employees. We got a bigger office, and then we were a 28-member team. So the growth was phenomenal. We've seen a 200 to 400% yearly growth in terms of our revenue. Uh, Knowledge was profit more than anything else for me, right? In terms of e-commerce. So that's more or less what I used to do. Currently, I've been working with more than 300 brands, and I consult them on their e-commerce presence, right? How do you sell online? We outsource the entire e-commerce operations for any MNC start. So that's more or less what I do, guys. I started my Flintstop business with an investment of 3 lakh rupees. We scaled it up to 7.5 crores. And this is all in a bootstrap model. I've never invested more money into my business. So in today's session, I'm going to show you a real-time scenario of what happens in e-commerce. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and some tools to use for you to stalk your competitors. The key takeaway out of today's session will also be how are you going to market your business with no money at all, right? So what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to quickly jump into the presentation. Now, as Nirmal mentioned, we have a Q&A session towards the end. But as and when I'm going through the presentation, if you guys have any doubts relating to the current flow of me talking, you can put in your queries on the chat box, right? I'm just going to share my screen, guys. All right, guys, I want to just put it on the chat box. What is the current population of India right now? You can just put in your thoughts on the chat box. Current population of India, guys. Yeah, 1.38 billion people. 1.38 billion people is equivalent to 1.38 billion potential customers. So we should be glad that we're in a country like India, which has such a population to tap into for any product or any service, which is kind of solving their problem. Now, we're the second largest country in the world. We are three times the size of the USA. Still, after having such a huge population, we are only a $13 billion e-commerce market right now in India, which kind of sucks, right? Compared to the amount of population we have. Now, why does this huge population not lead to a very high, market share in terms of e-commerce in India? Now, the main reason is a low internet usage. With Geo coming in now, of course, tier 2, tier 3 cities, lower income strata, people are getting more access towards internet, which is awesome. The second point is low credit card penetration. Let me give you a fun fact. India is the only country in the entire world which has cash on delivery. There is no other country in the entire planet which has cash on delivery. Now, I want you guys to tell me, why do most people in India prefer cash on delivery over prepaid payments? 88% of all e-commerce sales in India happens through the cash on delivery payment mode. Can you put in your thoughts on the chat box? Why do you think people in India prefer COD, which is cash on delivery, way more than prepaid, which is paying via debit card, credit card? Yeah, Sanjay, absolutely. Faith is one of the factor. Trust, absolutely. Distrust in delivery. Okay, what else? Except for the lack of trust bit, this is absolutely a fact that due to faith, we want to first see the product, see the delivery, then pay the delivery boy. Except for that, why does still India prefer cash? Cars not available. Not a lot of people have cars. Not a lot of people have bank accounts as well, right? Okay, what else, guys? What do you guys think? Why does 88% of India's population use cash? Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Reddy. Black money is one of the biggest reasons India is so. India wants to use cash on delivery as a major payment mode. And I want to ask you guys, honestly, cash on delivery is a very bad scenario for sellers like me, right? For sellers like me, we make a huge loss when we offer cash on delivery to the customers. Now, why do you guys think cash on delivery is bad for sellers like me who sell online? Why do sellers like me prefer prepaid payments over cash on delivery? What do you guys think? Why does it kind of hamper and impact my business in a very high manner? My question once again is, why is cash on delivery bad for sellers as such? One is credit. You do not get paid on the spot. Take time to reach seller. Okay. Cash at the time of sale. Okay. What is the biggest reason why cash on delivery is very bad for online sellers? COD brings more returns to seller. Absolutely, Mr. Manu. Uh, with cash on delivery come a lot of fake orders. So every day on my website, flintstop.com, we get 8,000 orders per day. From 8,000 orders, we have 600 orders every day, which are returned orders. What I mean by this is they are fake orders. People literally put abuses in the address. Some people write Ram Bahar Panwala, New Delhi. How will my courier boy figure out where is Ram Bahar Panwala? Give me a plot number, a road number, so on and so forth. Now, from these 500 to 600 returns which I get every day, around 100 returns are from kids. Now, these kids are going to buy products online because I sell a lot of toys on my website. At the point of delivery, the parents intervene and they tell the delivery boy that no, we are not going to allow our child to buy this product. Please take it back with you. So the kid has not informed the parent and has placed the order via cash on delivery. We're getting so many orders every single day. The reason is such. Now to solve that problem, now we have to reconfirm every order before dispatching, where we call up the customer like, hi sir, have you informed your parent about the order? Dispatch it. Otherwise, we do not dispatch it. Because what happens such fake orders? Let's say someone gave me a fake order. I'm going to dispatch it to them. The customer is not going to accept it and it'll come back to me. Here I'm going to be paying 2 times courier charge and no sale, which is really, really, really bad, right? That's extremely painful for sellers like me. For that reason, prepaid payments are always preferred by sellers. Also, when you tie up with courier companies, right, like a FedEx or a Blue Dart or a Aramex or any of these big courier companies, if you are the seller are telling the courier company that it's a cash on delivery order, please take cash from the customer. they're going to charge me a 50 to 60 rupees extra for that shipment. Why they're going to charge me extra is for the process of taking cash, giving change, collecting all that cash and depositing it into my bank account. For that process, they charge you 50, 60 rupees extra. So A, it's very expensive, cash on delivery compared to prepaid. B, you get a lot of fake orders which are unverified, which leads to at least 2 times courier charges. Now, the only way to solve this is to give incentives to your customers for prepaid orders. Every prepaid order you tell your customer will give you 100 rupee discount, because I rather give a 100 rupee discount to my customer than take full price on the product. At least I'm sure of my order, because already prepaid via debit, credit card, Paytm, or whatever mode of payment. Uh, Another reason is slow internet speeds. And on the last reason is fulfillment issues. Now, uh, I'll give you some stats about my website sales. Right, the number one city in India for us in terms of sales is Shillong. Number two is Noida. Number three is Surat. Then is Bangalore. Then is Mumbai. Then is Trivandrum. Right, so these are the top 6 cities for us in sales. Now Shillong does way more sales than a Bangalore, Bombay, or Delhi for Flintstop's customers. Now why? So we realized tier 2, tier 3 cities, people are more interested in quirky products. B, the dispensable income is higher, and C, the wow factor is way more. So tier 2, tier 3 cities are a great place to tap into for e-commerce sales, because of those reasons, right? So unfortunately, with a $1.3 billion population, we have only a $13 billion market right now, right? Which is 1/16th the size of the US market. Now just imagine if USA had the same population size as India. If USA had 1.33 billion people, 500 billion would be the market share of e-commerce in India. Now that is India's ideal potential, right, guys? Uh, Now all of us, when we want to buy a new mobile phone or a new laptop, we are going to physically go touch and feel it in a Chroma or a Vijay Sales or a Reliance Digital or any other local store you have out there. But at the end of the day, you are going to be buying it online only. Now, why do we prefer online shopping compared to going to a physical outlet? Can you put in your thoughts on the chat box, guys? Why do all of us prefer online shopping compared to going physically and buying something? Right, you have great discounts. COVID, yeah, absolutely. COVID is one of the biggest reasons we have to shop online. But let's take COVID out of the picture. Comfort of home, convenience. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Main biggest reason why online shopping succeeds. So addiction of buying online, you can compare with a lot of people choices, anytime buying, 24-hour shopping, mad deals, discounts. But the main reason, all right, now let's say I bought a new Bluetooth speaker and I bought it from a Chroma. If my Bluetooth speaker gets spoiled, what does Chroma tell me to do? If you guys have ever experienced anything like this, please let me know. My Bluetooth speaker, I bought it from Chroma. It's not working now. I go back to Chroma. What will Chroma tell me to get it fixed? Service center, right, Sanjay? Where the hell on planet Earth do I have the time to find out where is the service center, go to the service center, get it fixed? In online shopping, you press one button, the product is returned back, you are refunded or replaced at a click of a button, no questions asked. That's the main reason why people prefer online shopping. In fact, if something is even 500 rupees cheaper in a physical store, I will still buy something more expensive for 500 rupees online because of the easy returns and the easy refunds, refund policy. That's one of the biggest reason online selling works well. Now, most of us know this, but I'll just quickly cover this. What are the legalities in selling online? You need a GST number, you need a cancel check, and you need a PAN card. With these 3 documents, you can sell anything online. You can tie up with any courier company. You can tie up with any payment gateway. Without a GST number, cancel check, and a PAN card, you cannot do any of this. If you're an importer of goods like how I am, you need an IEC code. Now, how are you going to identify the product you want to sell? Right, as I told you, at Flintstop, we had this a process where everyone had to list X number of problems they felt on a day-to-day basis, and then we should think of products we can invent or source to solve those problems. Now, let's all of us think, right? All of us in our rooms or wherever we are right now, let's think of problems and let's think of products which can solve those problems, right? Which don't exist right now. Now, the number one point to keep in mind is lazy products sell well. Any product which solves your laziness is going to be a good problem solving product. Now I'm in this room and I see a dustbin. Now, I believe in lazy products totally. Flintstop is all about lazy products. Now, unfortunately, I do not want to walk to the dustbin. I want the dustbin to walk or run towards me. I'll throw my trash in the dustbin and the dustbin goes back to its spot. Maybe it's a cool idea. Maybe it's not a viable idea. But whatever, Tejas has this idea. What is the first thing Tejas is going to do? Is he's going to do a Google search. He's going to check, is there anyone on this planet who's selling a running dustbin? If there is no one selling a running dustbin, that's awesome, because I will be the first link on Google to be selling a running dustbin. But what can also happen is there's something called search volume, which means how many people are going to be searching for a running dustbin. Maybe the number of searches for people who are searching for a running dustbin will be really low in the beginning. But once the running dustbin launches, you do your online ads, you do your PR, your influencer marketing, so on and so forth, they'll start getting popular. Once the running dustbin gets popular, competition comes in place, gets a cheaper product than yours with many more features. But still, on Google, being first has this advantage, right? If you're first, your URL will be first, your authority of the URL will also be higher. But always being first does not mean you're going to win, right? The biggest example is Zomato and Burp. Who came first? Burp. But who's bigger and more successful? Zomato, right? So the same point I'm trying to make is the first thing you need to do when you get a product idea is you need to find opportunities in keywords. You need to see, does that exist on Google or not? If it doesn't, you need to make sure you're the first URL on it. I'm going to explain to you the benefits a little later on what will happen by you being the first URL on Google. And next is you identify a customer pain point. Now there's a company called Jing. Now Jing sells one product only. It's called the Pro Teeth Guard. This product prevents people from grinding their teeth at night while they're sleeping. Now this company called Jing started in the US 12 years back. 12 years back, in the first year of their operations, they did around 140 crores in terms of their revenue, which is insane. That kind of figures blew my mind off. Today, Jing is one of the biggest sellers in terms of teeth related products, and they're doing a killing. They're doing more than 600 to 700 crores per year in terms of e-commerce sales. And they were the first company to come into this category. What they clearly did, they identified a customer pain point, made a product around it, and kind of were pioneers and also the first people to be on Google for those search queries, right? There's another company called Active Hound. Today, pet toys are very common. The pet industry is very common. But what Active Hound did was they were the first company, firstly, this 14 to 15 years back. Again, they launched in the US, the first company to ever get into the pet industry and come up with affordable pet toys online. Today, they also do pet consulting where they have pet psychiatrists, they have pet gyms, they have pet fitness equipments, they have dietitians for pets, and a holistic it's a holistic pet ecosystem with every service related to the grooming and the well-being of your pet, right? And they are doing more than 800 to 1000 crores per year, and they're doing a wonderful job. Next is to identify customer passions, right? Of course, fishermen would be spending a lot of money on fishing accessories. Let me give you an example of one of the products I saw at CES in Las Vegas. It was a fishing rod. This fishing rod comes along with a bait, of course. The bait has a sensor in it, which comes with a mobile app. As I put the fishing rod in the ocean, my fishing rod automatically has sensors which identifies where are the big fish, where are the small fish. It has electromagnetic waves which attract fish towards the rod. The study said that within 1 hour in San Francisco, all the fishermen in the Bay Area could catch 300 fish. With this fishing rod, all the fishermen in the Bay Area could catch 4,500 fish in 1 hour. Without the rod, normal rod, 300 fish. With the cool electric sensor-based rod, so many fish, right? So of course, people will spend a lot of money. So if you identify your customer passions and work on products around your customer passions, that will really do a killing. Right? Next is you try to sell products which are hard to find locally. Now we sell a product called a 3D printing pen, right? Many of you must be aware of the 3D printing industry and a 3D printing pen. But a 3D printing pen, unfortunately or fortunately for me, is not available in local stores. That is why it sells really well online. Right? I have my 3D pen in front of me. I'm just going to show it to you guys. It's basically this pen. I put 3D filaments inside it. The pen heats up to 210 degrees Celsius, and then I start drawing. Anything I draw turns into reality there and then. Now, just a few days back, I made myself a phone cover, right? I just started drawing and I made myself a phone cover. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is this 3D printing pen is not easily available in local stores. That is why I'm going to sell it online. Every single day, we sell at least 5 to 10 units of this 3D printing pen. We retail at 6,000 rupees a piece. So it's not a low ticket value item, it's a high ticket value item. There's another product called a robot vacuum cleaner. It's a robot which does the cleaning and dusting as well as the sweeping of your house, especially in times like this due to COVID, right? A lot of us don't have domestic help at home to kind of help us with the cleaning. That's where the robot comes in place, does jadu, does my pocha in an automatic manner. I set a time saying at 10 in the morning, my jadu of my room should be done. So at 10, the robot starts cleaning my room automatically. We retail one piece for 15,000 rupees every single day. Since COVID began, we're selling 20 pieces every single day. Why are we doing such good sales of that product with a high ticket size? Because A, it's the need of the hour because of COVID. B, it's not available in physical retail stores. Hence, such products like this are going to sell really, really, really well online. Next is you look for an opportunity gap through the comment section. Now 8 years back, I started off my company with this one product. I imported 20 products, right? One of these 20 products was this backpack. This backpack came with the inbuilt power bank. All right. I was selling it successfully on Amazon for 3 years. We were the highest sellers in the innovative bags category. We were doing more than 400 orders of that one single bag every single day. The bag had an inbuilt power bank. This is 8 years back. After 3 years, when I looked at the comments in the review section, a lot of people wrote stuff like, hey, I wish this backpack also had Bluetooth speakers. I wish this backpack also had color changing lights. Some other people wrote, I wish this backpack had a mic. I saw some comments which said, how difficult is it to add an umbrella onto this bag? So we thought to ourselves, our product team thought about it. How difficult is it to add all these features onto my bag and make it a holistic product? To be honest, not very difficult. Today, that same bag of mine has an inbuilt power bank, it has an inbuilt speaker, it has a color changing light, it has an inbuilt woofer, it has a mic so I can address a crowd. As I press a button on the back, an umbrella pops up on my head. Now, I got to know of all these ideas only because of the comments and the ticket, the comments in the review section, right? Through which, so the point I'm making is you can innovate on an existing product just by looking at the trends in terms of the comments and the reviews. In that manner, you'll be able to find a new existing product for your brand. Today, that same bag of ours, we're selling at least 2,000 pieces every single day online. It's doing some insane sales. And next is capitalize on early trends. Pokemon Go is the craze. Any gamer in the room, I'm sure, must have played Pokemon Go. If anyone in this room has played Pokemon Go, please put a yes in the chat box so I know you played Pokemon Go. I used to be a Pokemon Go fan. I was literally going for Poke drives and Poke walks, and I was in all the Pokemon groups to kind of catch the right Pokemon. Jaijit and Nisha, do you guys still play Pokemon Go? Yes or no? You guys used to play Pokemon Go. Do you still play Pokemon Go? No. Nisha says no. Jaijit, not sure about you. If you still play Pokemon Go, no, not as well. Right? Even me, I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. The point I'm trying to make is you capitalize on early trends. Now, all of us, do we see this VR box? It's a very common product today. 8 years back, this is the first product I launched online. We were the only people in India selling a VR box. I was selling one piece for 2,000 bucks. I sold it successfully on Amazon. We were again the highest seller in the electronics category. I was selling 1,500 pieces every single day of the VR box. After 3 months of me selling it, someone from Cloudtail contacted me. Right, so Cloudtail is basically Amazon's subsidiary brand. Cloudtail's goal is to acquire multiple sellers on Amazon who are selling very cool, innovative products, who are doing good sales, who have good performance, who have very low order defect rate. So Cloudtail got in touch with they are like, we want 8 lakh pieces. We'll buy it outright from you and we'll sell it on Amazon on our name, right? When all of us are shopping on Amazon, many a times we'll see sold and fulfilled by Cloudtail. That is Amazon's brand. Now, I sold them the 8 lakh pieces. They were then selling it on the Cloudtail's name, so on and so forth. After 2-3 years, there came so much competition for this VR box. We had to get our rates down. Eventually, the same VR box which I was retailing for 1,999, I started retailing it for 199. Right? It became from 2,000 rupees. I started selling it for 200 rupees. The same goes with fidget spinners, right? We all are aware what fidget spinners are. Fidget spinners were a craze 5 years back. No one was selling fidget spinners online. We were again the first company to identify this trend and start selling fidget spinners online. I was doing 300 pieces every single day, selling at 499 rupees a piece. Eventually, after time, वो fidget spinner कचरा हो गया. I had to sell it for 35 rupees a piece. The point I'm trying to make out here is you need to identify trends a little earlier before other people. Get into the trend, start selling those products, because eventually you will only be able to maximize on this trend for 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. After 2 years, there will be competition who will be 100% getting the product at a way cheaper rate with many more features, right? Same with COVID coming in right now. So many people in the garment or the fashion industry have now started manufacturing masks. It's a wave. We all must ride the wave. We know this trend will only be there for a while. After 6 months or 1 year, maybe people will stop wearing masks, right? So the point I'm making is you capitalize on early trends and you identify them way before. Now, we've identified another trend in terms of a product. The same fidget spinner, the next model of a fidget spinner which we're inventing is going to be a flying fidget spinner. It's basically a fidget spinner which spins. I press a button, it'll fly and it'll come back to me. I am guaranteed that it's going to sell really well. But I'm also guaranteeing this that I will only be able to sell it really well for a year and a half. After a year and a half, वो product कचरा हो जाएगा. It's going to be obsolete. I'll have to cut down the price more than 80-90%. Right? So identify these trends and be an early setter for these trends. It's also a big advantage for you to be online, being the first link selling something. I was the first link selling a fidget spinner online. I was the first link on Google for a VR box. I was the first link on Google for a hoverboard as well. Because of the first link, I come up with the first search when anyone searches for it. When that happens, you can maximize visitors and maximize your sales as well. How are you going to get the product? Of course, you can either import like how I used to, you can manufacture, you can outsource, or you can get it contract manufactured. Now, I'm not going to get into details out here, but honestly, I've kind of burnt my hands in imports. Even after doing everything legally in imports, unfortunately, I've had to, bribe people. Customs officer ask me for bribe. They tell me I'm under invoice stuff. Even if I'm not under invoice, they'll accuse me of doing that. And they'll tell me, okay, Tejas, the only way we'll clear your goods is if you bribe me this amount. So it's very unfair. It takes a lot of time and effort. I do not suggest anyone in this room to get into imports. Very, 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 very chaotic. Uh, Second is manufacture. When you're manufacturing, you need to focus on one category, obviously. Third is outsourcing. There are lots of Indian platforms you can outsource from, like India Mart, Trade India, Exporters India, Udaan. International platforms like Alibaba, AliExpress, and DHgate, right? They're good places for you to outsource it from. The third option is contract manufacturing. Now, let me explain to you a case study of how we used to contract manufacture. Now, on my website, there is this page called Ideate with Us. All right. So at Flintstop, we used to take a lot of ideas from our customers. Every single day, we used to get 4,000 ideas on my website. As someone used to submit an idea, our product development team used to review it. Is it viable to make? Is it viable to sell? If it's viable to make and sell, we would literally make a prototype for the idea giver. Once the prototype is made, we used to then crowdfund the money for people to invest in the product so that we can contract manufacture this product at scale. And then Flintstop would help you sell it online, offline, corporates, so on and so forth. The idea giver used to get 3% of sales for the next 3 years. Now, every day we get a lot of ideas through it, right? 4 years back, someone gave me an idea that I wish there was a vada pav shaped paperweight. I thought to myself, really, vada pav shaped paperweight doesn't sound really cool. It's not very visually appealing. Will it sell? Maybe, maybe not. But it was surely a very quirky product. And surely no one was on Google selling a vada pav paperweight. So if I came up with a vada pav paperweight, I would be the first person on Google. So to make a paperweight, you need to make a mold. So I went on India Mart. Again, we all know what India Mart is, to find suppliers locally. I went on India Mart and I typed mold makers. So in Bombay, around 4 kilometers away from where my office was in Baikila, there was a certain mold maker. I went to the mold maker and I tell him, sir, I want to make a vada pav shaped paperweight. He started laughing at me. He's like, I've gone crazy and I'm probably making jokes with him. I don't know, sir. I'm very serious. I want to build a vada pav shaped paperweight. You're like, okay, three conditions. Number one is I need a sample. Number two is we'll have to make at least 2,000 pieces. Number three, you'll have to pay me 100% advance. Only then will I make it. I'm like, okay, all three conditions work. I went to a vada pav stall and I gave him a vada pav. I told him, sir, this is the sample. Make it exactly like this. He started laughing at me. I paid him the advance. He started making the goods. After around 10 days, the vada pav paperweight was ready. I was surprised as to how real this paperweight looked. You know, in fact, I have it next to me. I'm going to show it to you guys. This is the vada pav shaped paperweight, right? It's literally a paperweight you can keep on your desk. Once my vada pav shaped paperweight was launched, we were the first link on Google for vada pav shaped paperweight. Every day, I sell 1,500 vada pavs on my website without fail. I retail at 499 rupees a piece. Once my vada pav became a super hit, we then came up with the cutting chai. It's a cutting chai paperweight, right? We have samosa, samosa pav, mendu vada, burger, donut, so on and so forth. We realize vada pav is a very hot keyword, especially in Maharashtra, right? Let me show you some of the paperweights. So these are some of the paperweights we literally make and we sell it online. Now, all of this is my customer's idea, right? Through the Ideate with Us page, my customer gave me the idea. I did not manufacture it myself, but I got into contract manufacturing, which is finding the right manufacturer to manufacture the products for me, right? So you don't need to manufacture products yourself as well. You can find the right people to make it for you. But to identify the niche and which products sell well and which products can sell well is the key trend you need to kind of identify. Now, what is the ideal team you would need in an e-commerce company, right? Now, from all these team members, there are two job roles which are the most important. These two job roles is going to literally run my business. I cannot run my business without these two job roles. I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think? Which are these two job roles which run my business? All the other job roles mentioned out here are going to grow my business. They're going to manage my business. They're going to make it more systematic. They're going to market it, so on and so forth. But there are two job roles which is going to run my business. I want to hear from you guys. Can you put in the chat box which are the two job roles? Yeah, packers and runners is one of them. Absolutely, I cannot run my business without a packer and runner. Who else? Who else? Right, social media is going to market. That will not operate. Operations, exactly, Parvati. Operations and packers and runners. These are the two backbones of my e-commerce company. Without these two, I cannot operate an e-commerce business. Without all the others, I can operate my business, but probably I cannot grow it and I cannot make it more systematic. Now, let me explain to you the ideal job role of these people and what type of problems do these people face. Now, my operations guy and my packers and runners are going to be the first people who reach my office. My office begins at 10 in the morning. My operations and my packers and runners are going to reach at 8:45. They need to reach 1 hour, 15 minutes before, because my operations guy is going to come in. He's going to see which all orders do we have on our website, which all orders do we have on Flipkart, Amazon, so on and so forth. Every online marketplace, like a Flipkart, like an Amazon, has a cutoff time, which means Amazon has a cutoff time of 10:30 in the morning, which means that my operations guy on Amazon's dashboard before 10:30 in the morning has to tell Amazon that my products are ready for dispatch. If my operation guy does it at 10:31 instead of 10:30, Amazon picks up my parcel the next day instead of the same day. If he does it before 10:30, Amazon picks up the parcel the same day. If Amazon picks up the parcel 1 day later, delivery happens 1 day later, higher chances of returns, replacements, so on and so forth. Why so? Because probably the customers ordered something for a birthday or an anniversary or a housewarming gift. It has been delayed because I could not dispatch the goods on time. Now, my operations guy is going to check out which all orders do we have. He's going to generate all the invoices. He's going to generate all the shipping labels which are to be stuck on top. He's going to then make a document called a manifest. He's going to give all these documents then to my packing guys. Now, here is where the human error comes in place. Unfortunately, there are human beings packing the products and not robots. When humans pack something, there is going to be human error. What type of human error happens? Ram and Sham's products get swapped. Instead of red, I've given a blue color. Instead of two pieces, I've given one quantity. This happens 1 to 5% of the times for all orders, right? When such scenarios happen, when Ram and Sham get swapped, I'm going to be paying, say, firstly, I'm delivering Ram and Sham the wrong product. Then I take the wrong product back. Then I give them the right product. So 1, 2, 3, 3 into 2, 6 times courier charge is what I'm going to kind of, take place out here. So that really, really, really sucks, right? Uh, Let me give you another scenario of what happens online. Let's say I'm selling this vada pav on Amazon.com. There's a customer called Rahul. Rahul goes on to Amazon.com and he buys my vada pav. My operation guy gets to know, he makes the shipping label, he makes the invoice, he gives it for packing. My packing guy packs it. We deliver the product to Rahul in Bangalore, for example, right? Rahul gets the vada pav. Rahul opens the vada pav. He looks at it. He's like, the color is a little off. I want a replacement. So he sends the vada pav back. We send him a new vada pav. The new vada pav, he again opens. He's like, hey, you know what? There's a small crack out here. I want another replacement. Now he sends it back. Now we send him a new piece. Then Rahul is pissed off by this time and he's like, you know what? Screw this. I want a refund. He sends it back to us and we refund him. 2 times replacement and the third time refund. I want to hear from you guys. How many times did the courier take place? How many times did the whole shipping process take place? 2 times there is a replacement, 1 time there is a refund. Please put on the chat box, guys. How many times is the logistics happening? Yeah, so it's 6 times is the right answer. 6 times courier charge and no sale at the end of the day. In this scenario, I owe Amazon money. Amazon does not owe me a single penny. My account with Amazon goes in negative, right? Uh, For this reason, there is someone in my team called a fighter. He's called a chief fighting officer. My chief fighting officer has 5 fighters under him. His job role all day, every day is to fight with online marketplaces. At times, there are a lot of faulty customers. You need to fight with Amazon that the customer is faulty. The product is as described online. Still, the customer is asking for replacements. Now, there are lots of scenarios where I've sent vada pav to the customer. Customers have returned back nail polish to me. Like, what the hell? I don't even sell nail polish. Why the hell on planet Earth is the customer returning me not my product and nail polish? When this happens, someone needs to fight. So my fighter is going to raise a lot of tickets, make a lot of calls, send a lot of emails. After 2 or 3 weeks of fighting, Amazon or Flipkart will reimburse me. Amazon and Flipkart both have something called a SPF fund, which is a seller protection fund, which safeguards the seller when malpractices happen on the customer's end. Now, let me give you another scenario. In December, I got a call on my company phone. I pick up the call. They're like, sir, Flintstop se bol rahe ho? I hope all of you understand Hindi in the room. If not, I'll kind of keep the language to English. So, a random number calls me on my company phone and they're like, hi, is this Flintstop? I'm like, yes, sir, Flintstop. He's like, sir, I found your parcel somewhere on the road in Navi Mumbai. Your number was on top of the parcel. That's why I'm calling you. That's what the random person tells me. Yeah. I tell him, what, really, sir? That's so sweet and honest of you to call me up. If that guy wanted, he could have picked up the parcel, kept it to himself or whatever. But he chose to call me. Now, I requested that honest person that, sir, can you please send me a photo of the shipping label of what you see? He like, sure. He sent me the photo. My operations guy tracked it down through the tracking number. After tracking, we realized that this was actually a parcel which was being sent back to me. Online, it showed that it was a customer order. Customer did not accept the order and the order was supposed to reach back to me. Online, it shows that the parcel has been returned back to seller, which means ideally the parcel should have been returned back to me and it should have been at my warehouse or at my office. But in reality, it's somewhere on the road in Navi Mumbai, right? So my fighter again needs to fight with Amazon that Amazon, you are telling us that the product is returned back to seller, but we do not find it anywhere in a warehouse or in a godown. Fortunately, there's a random honest person on the road who's returned the parcel to us, right? So please reimburse for us for these courier costs. And this happens very, very, very often. I have another question for you guys. This is the vada pav, right? If I'm selling this vada pav, if I drop it down, it'll break. So I need to make sure there's very good packaging on it. I put a lot of layers of bubble wrap. I put a carton. I put bubble wrap on top of that, a carton on top of that, so that it does not break. Now, how much do you think this vada pav will weigh after all packaging material, after all the carton, bubble wrap, everything? What is the maximum weight you think the vada pav can reach to? Please put it on the chat box. Yeah, Ranjit says 600 grams. Okay. Yeah, so it's within 1 kilo, right? You guys are very close. It's within 1 kilo. After all the packing, a vada pav cannot cost more than 1 kilo. I realized for the first 2 years, right? As I mentioned, I had no employees. I was my only employee. So I was doing all of these things. Now I realized for almost 2 years, Flipkart has been charging me for wrong weight. Instead of 1 kilo, they've been charging me for 10 kilos per shipment. Unfortunately, since I was my only employee, I could not pay a lot of attention into accounts, and I was living in blind faith that Flipkart is such a big company, of course they will pay me properly. Amazon is such a big company, of course they will pay me properly. FedEx is such a big courier company. All the cash on delivery amounts they've collected, of course they're going to automatically pay me in a systematic manner. Once I got an accountant, I realized that I was wrong. Everyone has not been paying me properly. After 2 years, when finally got an accountant who did the entire audit, we realized Amazon owes me 4,40,000. Flipkart has been charging me for wrong weight for 2 years. Flipkart for the wrong weight charges owes me more than 8 lakh rupees, right? Then my fighter fights says Flipkart. Flipkart will then reimburse the amount. Now, accounting becomes very difficult in scenarios like this, right? I give you the scenario where vada pav 2 times, 6 times courier charge and no sale, right? My account reconciliation becomes very, very, very difficult because Amazon sets off the accounts. What I mean by this is Amazon pays you every 15 days. Every 15 days, Amazon will see how many are positive, how many are negative. It'll kind of cancel that out. Whatever the balance is what Amazon pays you. So at times I get 1.45 rupees. At times I get 22,224 rupees. So on and so forth. So it's very, very, very important that we get an accountant from day one of running our e-commerce business. Or otherwise, you will be in blind faith like me, and a lot of people will owe you a lot of money, which you aren't even aware of, right? Next is social media marketing. Very obvious reasons why we all need social media marketing, right? I'm going to share a couple of things which worked very well for me at Flintstop and with a lot of our other clients as well. Now, in social media, specifically video ads are going to do much better than single image ads. So make sure all of us are doing some video ads or the other. Now, when you're doing video ads as well, making your customer feel bad, speaking what the customer wants to talk about and not what you want to speak of is very, very, very important. Creating a source, a kind of need of urgency is also very important. I'll give you a scenario. At Flintstop, we used to sell a lot of products which couples could give each other. Like a husband can give it to their wife, a boyfriend can give it to the girlfriend, so on and so forth. So when we were doing our social media ads, the targeting of the ads, we were targeting the ad to all people whose anniversary was going to come in 1 week from now. So anyone who's on Facebook whose anniversary is going to come in 1 week from now is going to get my ad. All right, that was the targeting. Also, what we did, we put the age group as 25 to 50. Then we selected specific cities that we wanted to advertise. Now the copy and the creative of this ad was, and the creative was like this: anniversary coming in 1 week from now? Question mark. Haven't thought of any gift yet to gift your partner? Swipe up to look at some options. Now, when you relate to the customer, when you kind of make them feel bad, when you create some sort of urgency, is when your click-through ratio will go up. Now, Sanjay, absolutely, all of this needs money. Probably 2 or 3 slides later, I'm going to cover around 10-15 slides on my tips and tricks on how to market a business with no money, right? So in social media marketing also, you surely need money, but something very, very, very important, which all of us must pay a lot of attention to, is your cost of customer acquisition funnel. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say hypothetically my daily marketing budget is 100 rupees, okay, hypothetically. And let's say after doing all this targeting, that the targeting should be only to people whose anniversary is coming in 1 week from now, they should be this age group, blah 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 blah. Let's say after doing this targeting, Facebook tells me that my CPC, which is my cost per click, is 1 rupee. Okay, this means my daily marketing budget is 100 rupees and my CPC is $1. This means I will get 100 clicks every single day. Through 100 clicks, 100 people are going to come onto my website every single day. Now, what I need to kind of analyze as an advertiser is, out of every 100 clicks, how many people are going to buy? So let's say I realize after a few hours that after every 100 clicks, 5 people are adding something to cart and 1 person is purchasing. So now I know that my cost of customer acquisition is 99 rupees. I will spend 99 rupees to acquire one customer. What I also need to figure out is in the next few hours, out of every 100 people, one person is buying. But how much is he buying worth? So let's say someone is buying worth 500 rupees, someone is buying worth 1000 rupees. Now I know that my average ticket size is 750 rupees, right? That's the average of 500 and 1000. So now I know my formula that by spending 100 rupees, 99 rupees is my cost of customer acquisition, 750 rupees is the average ticket size. Now the same formula, if I increase my daily marketing budget to 1 crore rupees also, in the same ratio, in the same proportion, I will get orders, and that is guaranteed, right? So even if you have no money, what I used to do is I used to run these ads with a very small budget. I used to then literally turn around that money into more ads. And ads did a wonder for us. We could scale up to 7,000 to 8,000 orders every single day through advertisements. My return rate was less than 5%. So it was extremely viable to advertise. If I had to share some of my cost of customer acquisitions, I was spending roughly 180 rupees on Facebook to acquire a customer. I was spending around 140 rupees on Instagram. Instagram stories will work way better than any other ad platform. Also, make sure you have an Instagram story video ad. Tinder as a platform, right? The dating app Tinder is a very, very, very good platform to advertise on. I was acquiring a customer on Tinder by spending only 40 rupees to acquire that customer, right? So that's a little bit about what a social media marketing team needs to do. Next is BD or business development. Uh, B2C, my business development guy is going to identify new platforms for me to sell on, right? Has anyone heard of a platform called craftly.com? It's Craftly with a K. Craftly. Anyone heard of it? Yeah, just put on the chat box craftly.com. Anyone heard of it? Yes, no. So craftly.com is one of Snapdeal's subsidiary platforms. Now, when my BD guy identified that there's a platform called craftly.com, we got listed on craftly.com. When we got listed on craftly.com, I was getting 1,000 orders every single day. You know what I realized after 5 days of selling on Craftly? Out of every 1,000 orders, 900 orders were coming back to me, which meant I had a 90% return rate. This kind of blew my mind up. I'm like, oh my God, I made a 9,50,000 rupee loss by selling on Craftly for 5 days. Right? So my BD guy's job was to keep identifying new platforms. Then my BD guy identified another platform called hopscotch.com. Anyone heard of Hopscotch? If so, please mention yes in the chat box. Hopscotch is a website which promotes mom and kids products. Now, my BD guy identified Hopscotch. We got listed on Hopscotch. In 1 week, Hopscotch gives me 8 to 10 lakhs of business. No returns, no replacement. Hopscotch pays me in 10 days after delivery. Very clean, very nice platform to sell on. So hence my BD guy is going to keep identifying new platforms. My operations team will then analyze, is it viable, not viable? If viable, we continue. If not viable, we stop down. But I have nothing to lose by being in multiple online marketplaces like this, right? Same as B2B, my BD guy is going to identify new platforms to grow my corporate gifting business. Let's say India Mart is already there. Then we got listed on Trade India, Exporters India, Udan. We identified a platform called Bidoya, eUnimart. We got international B2B leads, right? That's what my BD guy is going to do. Next is PR. PR sounds like it's a very fancy term, but to be honest, PR can be done in a very easy manner as well. Or I think most of us must have heard of Your Story, right? Your Story is basically an online blog which features entrepreneurs around the world. Now, one of my competitor, now I literally stalk my competitors. It's very important for any business to know exactly what are their competition doing, where are they getting featured, how big is the team strength, how well are they doing the marketing, how good is the website, so on and so forth. Right? Very important for you to stalk your competitors because that's your benchmark and you need to kind of beat that benchmark. So I always stalk my competitors. One of my competitor got featured on yourstory.com, right? Your Story being a very big platform. This is 6 years back. When my competitor got featured on yourstory.com, I'm like, if my competitor can get featured there, I can surely get featured there as well. So I went to his Your Story article. I saw the writer's name. I went on Twitter. I wrote to this writer saying, hi, I have a e-commerce startup. This is my journey. This is my story. This is my USP. This is my vision, so on and so forth. Once I sent that writer these details, within 7 hours, she sent me a questionnaire. I filled up that questionnaire. Within 1 week after me filling that question and I got featured on yourstory.com free of cost, right? This is 6 years back. Since 6 years, that one Your Story article has gotten me 13 lakh people onto my website and 2 lakh worth of sales, all organic, all free of cost, all just because of one PR article on yourstory.com. So in PR, you just need two things. A is you need a database. If you know anyone working in the media space and advertising agencies, so on and so forth, they will be able to share a database with you of writers and editors of newspapers, magazines, online and offline blogs. A is a database. B is a strategy. I'll tell you how I do my PR, right? I I create an email marketing strategy where every week I will talk about different things to my entire database. Week one, I talk just about my journey on how I started. Week two, I just talk about my customer who gave me the idea of the vada pav shaped paperweight. Week three, I just talk about my 3D printing pen. Week four, I talk about 6 gifts you must gift your girlfriend. Stuff like that. Out of every 100 people I send out an email to, two people feature me guaranteed. So it's not very difficult to get a free feature on a DNA or a Times of India or a Mumbai Mirror or a Midday or any of these newspapers, right? PR is a very fancy term, but it can be done free of cost. Good PR is going to lead to a lot of sales. Influencer marketing is very, very, very important for any brand to do. There are lots of micro influencers which are follower base of 10,000 and below. All you need to do is send them a small hamper which might cost you 300 to 500 rupees. Send them hamper, they'll review the hamper, they'll put out shout outs for you on social media. That's going to get you a lot of social media traction and a lot of sales as well. Now there's one 3D printing pen. I gave it to one of the bloggers. This was a regional blogger, right? So the blogger was somewhere from the south and used to speak in the regional language, but he had a lot of followers. Now one free 3D printing pen I gave that YouTuber. He put up a review on YouTube. After that one review, in one day, I got 2,500 orders. My cost price of this is roughly around 4,000 rupees. I just spent 4,000 rupees in marketing and I got so many orders out of it, like lakhs of revenue. So PR and influencer marketing, very, very, very important. You need to do that from day one. Next is design. If you have your own e-commerce website, design is very important. The UI, UX, the feel, the flow, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है at the end of the day, right? If you have a great product but a very bad website and a very bad interface, you won't do great. But if you have a, let's say, a decent product but a very good website, you will surely do very, very, very good sales. So design is very important in your own e-commerce platform. Next is photography. If you're getting into a category like home decor, clothing, jewelry, you will need to hire a professional photographer, because when you're selling on Flipkart, Amazon, the criteria is that it has to be 1,000 by 1,000 pixels, so on and so forth. Next is HR. Once your team size goes about 10, 12 people, you surely need a HR manager. Packers and runners are the face of my business. The only people you ever meet in any e-commerce business is the delivery boy. You never meet anybody else. So my delivery boys have to be groomed in a certain manner. They cannot be rude. They cannot refuse to give change. They got to greet their customers on the door in a certain manner, so on and so forth. My packing guys are the backbone of my business, right? If I do not pack on time, I cannot dispatch on time. The returns go up, so on and so forth. Now, when stuff like Big Billion Sale Day happens, we get 30,000 orders per day. When I get 30,000 orders a day, you sign a contract with Amazon or Flipkart that you are willing to dispatch the goods within 2 working days. If you go beyond 2 working days, you have to pay a penalty to Flipkart and to Amazon. Hence, you need to make sure your packing guys are on point. So after literally my entire team, 28 of us, we sleep in office for 3 whole days when the Big Billion Sale Day happens. No one goes home. Everyone is packing. Right? I also find a lot of random people to help me packing. I tell them I'll pay you 100 rupees an hour. Please help me pack. And literally that's because if I cannot pack on time, my orders are delayed. I'll have to pay a penalty beyond 2 days. Now, also every online platform has a certain medal it gives you, a certain performance medal. You're a bronze seller, silver seller, so on and so forth. How you get this medal is on how you perform. If you get an order today and you're dispatching today, you're a great seller. If you get an order today and you're dispatching tomorrow, you're an okay seller. If your order defect rate is very low, if the feedback rate is very high, you're a great seller. All these components all together will give you a badge. The higher the badge, the more visibility you have online, the more orders you get, and you also get paid faster by that marketplace, right? So very important for you to pack on speed and make sure your reviews are as positive as possible. Next is IT. IT, of course, can be outsourced or can be done in-house. That's all up to you. Fighter, I already covered, the chief fighting officer, right? So to be honest, I was doing all of this in the first 2 years. Uh, I don't think that's the best route in terms of entrepreneurship, right? Over the years, I realized in entrepreneurship that you need to, as an entrepreneur, you should have only one goal, which is how are you going to grow your business? Everything else should be delegated to the best person for that job function. As an entrepreneur, you should not be the smartest person in your team. Your employees probably should be smarter than you, right? Uh, so hence, it's very important for you as an entrepreneur to understand though that what do these job roles feel like? How does it feel to be an operations manager? How does it feel to be a fighter? How does it feel to be a photographer? How does it feel to be an accountant? Why should you as an entrepreneur know how it feels to be in this designation? It's so that you do not give unrealistic tasks to your employees. That's A. B is so that your employees never cheat you. My accountant should not cheat me that, sir, in a day I can do only 50 invoices. If I've done it myself, I know I can do 200 invoices a day. And so for these two reasons, very important for you to do it for the first few months, all of this, but eventually find the best person to do it for you, delegate everything. As an entrepreneur, only one goal, which is how am I going to grow my business? You hire the best person to do everything else for you, right? So that's more or less a little bit about the team. If you guys have any questions so far about the flow, you can put it up on the chat box. Happy to answer them right now. Although towards the end, we're doing a dedicated Q&A session, right? So if you ever have any thoughts or anything I'm talking of, if you have your comments and your suggestions, there's something you want to add on to what I'm saying, please feel free to do that in the chat section. All right, guys, I had given a TED talk 2 years back. The topic of my TED talk was how to market your business with a zero budget, right? So that's literally what I've done through all these years. I literally started with a 3 lakh rupee investment, from which 1 lakh rupee I spent on my China trip and 2 lakhs I spent on products. Everything else I had to figure out jugaad manners, more with less, 0 to 1, how to market with no money as such. So I realize I am that awkward guy, which I mean is I do not get awkward, but I love making conversation with people. If I'm in a movie theater in a line buying tickets, there is someone standing ahead of behind me, I'm going to have a friendly chat with them as to what's up, how's it going. So I love chatting with people. Now, I used to travel in the Uber pool only. Okay. Now, I stay in Prabhadevi, which is in Mumbai, and my office is in Lower Parel. That's a 2 kilometer distance. Now, being a quintessential Gujarati businessman, money saved was money earned. Hence, I was traveling by Uber pool. But also, Uber pool is a place I could network a lot in, right? So that was my eureka moment. Either I could be in the Uber and I could be type A where I'm listening to my own music or singing my own songs, or I could be the type B person who I really was, which is extremely chatty, chatting with everyone. So when there was anyone in the Uber pool with me, I used to make sure I used to chat with them. I used to ask them, hey, what's up? What do you guys do? Where are you traveling to? So my drop location was Lower Parel. Now, Lower Parel in Mumbai is a hub of all corporates. So all people who were pooling with me, usually 2 or 3 people will always be Uber pooling with me, right? Random people. These 2, 3 people also, their drop location is somewhere in Lower Parel. Since Lower Parel is a hub of corporates, these people could be working at a corporate, right? I met a lot of people like a marketing manager, Aditya Birla, someone on the finance team of India Bulls Finance, someone on the purchase manager for Cipla, so on and so forth. Now, I ask these people in the Uber, hey, what's up? What do you do? The person tells me that I'm a marketing manager with Aditya Birla. Now, out of courtesy or out of curiosity, he asks me back what I do. That's when I tell him I run Flintstop, and do corporate gifting, we do BT gifting, blah, 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 blah. I give him a yellow color visiting card now. Since it's yellow color, it's not very difficult to forget. And I have my cute looking mascot on it, right? So people do not really forget a yellow visiting card. Now, what has happened in this scenario is, let me give you some stats. That's when I realized the cash cow, right? 365 calendar days a year, from which 200 are working days. From these 200 working days, 2 times I'm going to travel in the Uber pool per day, right? From home to office, office is done, office back to home, 2 rides per day. 2 people are at least pooling with me on average at all points. With a 1% conversion rate, with the law of conversions, we have 8 conversions. Average ticket size in my B2B corporate gifting business is 5 lakh rupees. That's a total of 40 lakh worth of sales, right? Now, since I started traveling the Uber pool, I used to get a lot of leads from there. Now, otherwise, if I have to tie up with the Aditya Birla, I'll have to go on LinkedIn. I'll have to type Aditya Birla. I'll have to do a filter, which is Mumbai. I'll have to do another filter, which is I want only people from these destinations: marketing manager, purchase manager, HR, and so on. Right? These are people who make decisions during buying products. So I would have to go on LinkedIn, find out these people, probably write to them on LinkedIn. Then I'll have to call up on the board line and probably ask the person to connect me to that person who I know on LinkedIn. Very long process. People would not entertain me. Through Uber pool, I've already met that marketing manager. He's already received my card. He's already had a one-on-one conversation with me. A little bit of trust building has already happened. So my chance to crack that business is much higher because he already knows me. Compared to me, if I would have not met him in the Uber pool, the whole process of calling board line, going on LinkedIn, writing them, very long, very low scope of conversion out there. After my second year of doing the business, I was only traveling in the Uber pool. I had 8 salespeople in my team, including me. All 8 of us would only travel in the Uber pool. In the first year of all of us traveling in the Uber pool, we did 2 crores 40 lakhs of business. This business happened because we met people in the Uber pool. They gave us their card that converted to actually buying customers, right? I would have missed out on that business if I was not traveling in the Uber pool. Now, every person in my office guaranteed travels in a Uber pool only. Since I have a CRM, every lead I get is put in on the CRM. My CRM is something called lead source through which we can track leads are coming through what source, how many are Tejas's friend, how many leads am I getting because I conducted a webinar like this, how many leads am I getting through Uber pool, right? I can track those lead sources. Year 2 onwards, we were doing 5 crores of revenue because of Uber pool, because the leads we converted at Uber pool. That's when I realized that Uber pool is the best way to generate leads for your business. Extremely penetrative. That person is going to spend 15 minutes with you, right? There is no way he can run out of the Uber or just jump out of the car. He has to listen to you. And of course, he has to be interested in that conversation for you to convert it further on. What if I chose to be the type A person, right? I would not have made those sales. So if you're not speaking, no one is listening. So it's very, very, very important for you to be getting yourself out there as an entrepreneur. Everyone should be aware of who you are, what you do. You need to be a salesman. As an entrepreneur, your key job role is how to grow your business, how to do sales. If you do sales, it solves all the other business problems you have, which is finance, operations, systems, processes, so on and so forth. Right? Uh, Now I believe all of us know who these dabba walas are, right? In especially in Maharashtra, these dabba walas are basically these dudes who are going to pick up their courier companies for your homemade dabba, your homemade tiffin. So my mom makes the tiffin at home. The dabba wala picks up the tiffin from my mom and he'll deliver it to me at my office. Right? That's what the dabba walas are. Now they have a great network. They are brilliant in the efficiency. There are a lot of documentaries on dabba walas as well, which we can see online. But uh, one fine day, I get my dabba. I'm extremely excited to eat it. Uh, I'll tell you a fun fact about me. A fun fact about me is I hate mangoes, right? It's a very odd fact. It's not a fun fact. I do not know a lot of people who dislike mangoes. That is very rare to find someone who dislikes mangoes. I am someone who dislikes mangoes. And of course, my family knows this as well. So of course, my family would not give me mangoes in my lunch. So I open up my dabba, my lunch has come. After all my dabbas, I find a mango, like literally a mango with no knife, nor is it cut. So I wonder, like, why would my mom just give me a mango? Firstly, I hate mango. Secondly, she's not giving me anything to cut it. How do I eat this mango? So I call up my mom. I'm like, "Hi, mom. So sweet of you to send me a mango, but what's up, mom? You know I don't like mangoes." My mom was like, "Beta, I have not given you any mango." I'm like, "What, mom? Really? Why is this mango in my dabba?" So I looked inside my dabba. Under my mango, I found a brochure. That brochure said, "Buy mangoes online at a 20% discount." That blew my mind off. I'm like, wow, this is so penetrative. No one is ever going to miss what comes inside that dabba, right? So that's when I called up my dabba wala. I called up the person who delivered the dabba at my office and I asked him, "Hi sir, how did this happen? How did I get this mango? How did I get a brochure?" I also run a business. I want to do similar form of marketing. So he tells me, sure, sir, you can do that. It's 2 rupees per insert. You have to do a minimum of 2,000 inserts. So that's 4,000 rupees of advertising cost, which is not very high. Now, we had made a customized cutting chai paperweight, right? With my Flintstop logos and every cutting chai paperweight. And I had given a free paperweight inside every dabba, and I had a customized brochure, my B2B and my B2C brochure. It was a 2-in-1 brochure. I asked my dabba wala, is it possible for me to run this campaign only in specific buildings? What I mean by this is I want this dabba, this ad to be in all dabbas which are in the India Bulls building. Can I do it in specific buildings or not? He said that's possible. So B2B, through that 4,000 rupee investment, I did 28 lakhs of sales by sending in dabbas to all people whose dabba is going to India Bulls. How did I track this revenue? Is because in my brochure which I sent with the dabba, I had a unique phone number. So any call I got on a unique phone number, I knew this call has only come through the Dabbawala campaign, right? For B2C sales, we did around 65,000 of sales, right? With an investment of 4,000 rupees. Now this, how could I track the B2C sales? Is that I'd put a coupon code called surprise in my dabba. Anybody using this coupon code surprise in my dabba on my website, I knew this sale is happening through the Dabbawala campaign. All of the sales just with an investment of 4,000 rupees, which is insane, right? After this, we used to do 5 Dabbawala campaigns per month. In a year, we were doing more than 7 crores of revenue only because of Dabbawala campaigns. Extremely penetrative in all the areas where there were corporates. We were doing the Dabbawala campaigns. It was super successful marketing campaign for us to do with a very low investment and with very high returns. Right, Quora. I hope all of us in the room know what Quora is. Quora is a platform for you to ask questions and answers out there. I actively use Quora a lot. Now, in Flintstop, every day, our entire 28 team member, we had a daily target that there's going to be one question we from our team only are going to raise on Quora, and we want all 27 other people to reply to that question. So within our team only, we used to raise the question that which is the best corporate gifting company in Lower Parel. My other 27 team members would reply to that question saying, hey, I just bought something from Flintstop. They're very good at corporate gifting. Another employee put in, hey, I just bought some employee onboarding gifts from Flintstop. They're super innovative and high utility. And we would put our website links and our corporate gifting links everywhere. Now we did this so often every single day that my reputation of my company on Quora was bomb. Now, unfortunately, it was all rigged up, right? I had created my own reputation. My own employees were asking the questions and answering. But in terms of SEO, Quora plays a very big deal. Now, after 6 months of using Quora regularly, every single day I was getting 5 to 6 leads, all organic and all free of cost. How did I get to know that I'm getting 5 to 6 leads? Because every person who would call me on my company phone, I'll ask them, hi sir, how did you get to know about us? So that person would say, I got to know about you through Quora because the reviews are so good on Quora for corporate gifting, right? So in 1 year, we would do at least 1 crore of business because of Quora leads. All of this organic and all of this free of cost, right? I'm going to explain to you now the power of one comment. Now, I'm sure a lot of us in this room have heard of Kickstarter.com. Kickstarter is basically an invention platform where it's a US based platform and a lot of people invent products and put on Kickstarter. Kickstarter helps those inventors sell it online. Now, Kickstarter has been selling this 3D printing pen since 15 years, way before I even thought of a 3D printing pen. When my 3D printing pen launched 6 years back, I went onto Kickstarter's website. In the comment section of this product page of my competitor's website, I just put one comment saying, hey, you get the same product at Flintstop.com in India as well. Now that one comment, in 2 years, I got 40,000 visitors. I got 120 orders and 4,80,000 of revenue just by putting in one comment in my competitor's website, right? I could track all this because of Google Analytics. Otherwise, there would be no way for me to track these kind of sales. I'm going to explain to you something very interesting. Now, as I told you, I was my only employee in the beginning, right? I had no interns. I had my only employee. So after a while, I realized that I need to probably hire virtual interns where I do not pay them a fixed salary or a fixed stipend, but I pay them on performance, on how they perform. So I created the virtual internship program. I was advertising it everywhere on platforms like Intern Shala, Intern Guru, Frap, Let's Intern, so on and so forth. There's some websites for you to hire interns from. I was also running ads on Instagram where I was trying to get internships globally. Someone from US could intern with me. Someone from Egypt was interning with me. Someone from Saudi Arabia was interning with me, so on and so forth. Now I had 3,000 applicants for my virtual internship, right? What was the job role of the virtual internship, of the virtual intern? The virtual intern every day, all day had to like all my social media posts, had to comment on my social media posts. 3,000 virtual interns had to answer my Quora questions. These virtual interns were given an affiliate marketing link, right? For me to track how much sales they're doing. So every intern was given a unique URL. That intern would be sharing that URL in their Facebook group, WhatsApp group, Instagram group, so on and so forth. What would then happen is every intern, I could track as the business owner that which intern is getting me how many website hits, how many add to carts, and how many purchases. On the purchase value, every virtual intern should get X percentage of the revenue. I had 3,000 virtual interns for me. They were giving me a revenue of 5 lakh rupees combined, right, per month. This was passive income for me. Although managing these virtual interns became very difficult because I had to hire one manager on my payroll to manage every 50 virtual interns. Are the virtual interns doing their tasks on time? If the other the right systems and processes, if the intern does not do their task for 3 days consecutively, they're automatically thrown out of the system, right? So very chaotic to implement. But if once implemented, it's like a running meter for you, right? It's just going to churn out so much sales for you and your organization. So virtual interns is an awesome way for you to create a virtual sales force for your organization, which can be global, right? So that's a little bit about virtual internships. Now I'm going to explain something which is a SEO trick which I have used, which is called untapped keywords. Now, if right now if you go on Google and if you type which is the best corporate gifting company in Dadar, automatically it'll give you an answer that Flintstop is one of the best companies. The first link is Flintstops, all right? But now, if I go on Google and I type, which is the best corporate gifting company for the pharmaceutical industry in the Western region of India? Now, firstly, I had a question to the whole group right now, to all of us, to the entire room, which is, which industry do you think does the most amount of gifting? Is it pharmaceutical? Is it events? Is it FMCG? Is it banking? Is it aviation? What do you guys think? From these 5 industries, which industry do you think does the most amount of gifting? Okay, Parvati says Mohan, Srijit Singh, pharma. Okay, guys, yeah, pharma is the right answer. Can you guys tell me why does the pharma industry gift so much? Why so? Why is it that the pharma companies want to gift so much every single year? Why so? Yeah, absolutely right. To please the doctors, right? Mr. Damodar has told us to please the doctors. The right answer. Every pharma company, to put it in the true words, they want to give bribes to doctors around the world and MRs around the world so that they prescribe to their drug. Now, one of the biggest pharma companies in India is Sun Pharmaceuticals, right? Now, Sun Pharma is a very big pharma company. Now, can you guys guess what is the yearly gifting budget of Sun Pharma? Just guess. Yearly gifting budget. It's in crores only. Can you guys guess how many crores do you think is the gifting budget per year for Sun Pharmaceuticals? 800 crores is the yearly gifting budget of that one company. Right? So that's a huge number. Like that blew my mind off. I'm like, wow, 800 crores, one company's gifting budget. Sun Pharma has an office in Goregaon in Mumbai. There's a building called Sun House. In that building, they have 300 purchase managers. The job role of the purchase manager all day, every day is to just find cheaper gifts and more gifts for doctors around the world. Now, pharma being my biggest industry for corporate gifting, right? That's a fact which all of us know. Now, Sun Pharma is already my client, all right? Which are the other big pharma companies? There's Dr. Reddy's, Cipla, Abbott, GSK, IPCA, Wokhard, so on and so forth. Sun Pharma is already my client. I make a wish list then. Which all do I want my ideal clients as, right? I want Cipla, Lupin, Abbott, GSK, Dr. Reddy also to be my potential clients. So what I do is there's a tool called the LinkedIn Sales Navigator tool. Through that tool, I get the email IDs of all email IDs and phone numbers of all the people who are purchase or marketing managers from Abbott, Cipla, GSK, Dr. Reddy, all my wish list companies, right? What I then do is on my website, I create a landing page. On that landing page, now, firstly, if anyone is going to Google, which is the best corporate gifting company for the pharmaceutical industry in the Western region of India, Google is not going to give you a direct answer. I'll give you a weird answer. The minute you identify that Google is giving you a weird answer, this is when you identified that this is an untapped keyword. No one has done the SEO for this exact keyword because it's a very weird search. No one is going to search on Google, which is the best corporate gifting company for the pharmaceutical industry in the Western region of India. The minute I get to know it's untapped, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a landing page on my website. On my website, I'm going to write an article as to how I'm going to mention how I'm the best corporate gifting company for the pharma in the Western region of India. In the SEO section of my landing page, I'm going to put in the exact same search phrase. My own team members, 28 of us, are going to share it on LinkedIn, on Quora, on Facebook, on Reddit, here and there. Automatically in 1 week, even if I'm the worst corporate gifting company, which I am not, Google will think that I'm the best corporate gifting company for the pharmaceutical industry in the Western region of India. Now, what am I going to do with this data is I already created a database of all my wish list companies, right? Sun Pharma, Abbott, Cipla, who are not my clients. I create an email marketing campaign, an outbound email marketing campaign where I'm going to email all these guys. The subject line of the email is challenge Google this. And in quotes, I tell my people to Google which is the best corporate gifting company for the pharma industry in the Western region of India. 3 out of 10 people actually Google it. My chance of getting a meeting goes up there and then instantly, right? My probability of getting a meeting just goes up because those people think I'm the best corporate gifting company for the pharma industry, right? So these untapped keywords can be used for any industry. If you're a baker, you're a lawyer, no matter you're a student, no matter who you are, you can find untapped keywords around your space and you can tap into them. It's great for outbound marketing. Right, so now in any e-commerce business is very, very, very important for you to be different than the crowd. Every customer at Flintstop gets a handwritten post-it which says, if Nirmal is my customer, I'll write, hi Nirmal, thank you so much for buying our product. We are super grateful for your purchase. In case you want our company to grow, your feedback is highly valuable for our growth. Right? We'll put a handwritten personalized post-it. You see this Phantom Mint cigarette sweets? These Phantom Mint sweet cigarettes are so popular, at least when I was a kid, it was extremely popular. You will get them at all retail outlets. I don't know if in Kerala, were you getting these same Phantom sweet cigarettes? Yes, right? So very, very, very popular sweets. Today, unfortunately, not a lot of stores sell these sweets. So I contacted the manufacturer, which is Harnik, and I told them I'll buy these Phantom Mint sweets in bulk. What I used to do is that every Flintstop order got a free Phantom Mint sweets. If it's a 100 rupee order or a 500 rupee order or a 5000 rupee order, every order, no matter what order value, gets a free Phantom Mint cigarette sweets. Now, no customer will ever forget that seller, A, who gives them free goodies, B, who gives them a handwritten post-it, and C, he gives them a free goodie which is very unique like this. What we used to also do is we used to give blueberry flavored Tic Tacs. Tic Tacs you get in mint flavor, you get in orange flavor, you get in mango flavor. Blueberry flavor is very, very difficult to find domestically. So we used to again contact Tic Tac and buy that in bulk from them. It used to cost me less than 10 rupees a piece, right? That's a good enough amount to spend for a free goodie for your customer. So these small things like this got us so many positive reviews on Amazon, so many positive reviews on Flipkart, on our own website, that people didn't forget us. That they will never forget Flintstop because of the free goodies and because we were different from the crowd. Right, guys? If you like what you see, please do spread the love and inspire others. I'm extremely active on Instagram. My handle is Tejas_Zhaveri. If any of you are on Instagram, please do follow me. I share a lot of e-commerce related content on Instagram as such. All right, I'm just going to take a 1 minute break before I move on to the next slide. All right, I'm going to move ahead, guys. Which are the online marketplaces you can sell on? There are lots of different obvious marketplaces, but all the obvious marketplaces just need three documents. They need a PAN card, they need a cancel check, and a GST number. With these three documents, you can sell anything online to any person. You can tie up with any payment gateway. You can tie up with any courier company. On Flipkart and Amazon, if you're in a couple of gated categories, you need a trademark certificate to be able to sell in those categories. Add same three documents for all platforms. eBay, no such documents required. You can sell anything on eBay at any point. How is the pricing on online marketplace? That's what I'm going to cover right now, right? Every marketplace has a different commission structure. Flipkart charges 10% on electronics. Amazon charges 15% for electronics. Every different category has a different percentage of commission on each platform. Amazon and eBay allow self-shipping, which means you can ship it yourself. Shoploose, Trader, Snapdeal, Flipkart, you are forced to use their courier companies to kind of ship it out. Amazon has something called FBA. You know, all of us know what Amazon Prime is. You can only sell on Amazon Prime if you're a FBA seller. What do you mean by FBA? FBA means fulfillment by Amazon. What does this mean? This means that if I have 100 samosa paperweights, I give my 100 samosa paperweights to Amazon's warehouse. Amazon then takes care of packaging, delivery, return, shipping, all of that. I can only sell on Amazon Prime if I've sent all my samosa paperweights to Amazon's go down pre-hand. Right? That is what FBA is. FBA, the visibility is higher, it is more expensive, but you also get more orders. Shipping cost is roughly 40 to 50 rupees per 500 grams. Cost of packaging for me was roughly 25 to 30 rupees. Again, depends on the type of products you sell. Different people pay, you know, different time periods, some in 7 days, some in 15 days, so on and so forth, right? I had a question to the room. Which is the first e-commerce platform you guys remember of? Which is the first e-commerce platform, guys, which you guys remember? Okay, eBay. There was another platform. eBay bought over one company. That was the first e-commerce platform. You guys remember which company did eBay buy over? eBay bought a certain company, which then became eBay India. So it was Bazi.com. Bazi.com was the first e-commerce marketplace ever in India. In 2002 or 2003, eBay.com took over Bazi.com and then focused on electronics, jewelry, and fashion. Whereas Bazi was only focused on jewelry in the beginning. So that was Bazi was literally the first e-commerce platform in India. Right now, which category do you think does the highest amount of sales online? Is it electronics? Is it home decor? Is it fashion? Is it stationery? Is it toys? Or is it barware? Which category do you think does the most amount of sales e-commerce globally? Fashion. Okay, so fashion is the second biggest category. Electronics is the number one category. 72% of global e-commerce sales happens in the electronics category. Why so? Because of standardization. A MI smartphone will be a MI smartphone. A Canon camera will be a Canon camera. HP pen drive will be a HP pen drive. Because of this standardization, electronics is the most sold category online. Which category do you think has the highest return rate online? Which category of products do you think has the most amount of returns? What do you guys think? Yeah, apparels or fashion, that is one category which has the highest return rate. Fashion as a category has a 65% return rate or a 70% return rate, which means out of every 10 orders, 7 orders are going to come back to you. That's fashion as a whole, right? Which includes apparels as well. Uh, 7 out of 10 orders are going to come back for you, come back to you. For these 7 out of 10 orders, you're going to be paying at least 2 times courier charge. So that's so expensive, right? Unfortunately, in apparel, a Zara large probably fits me, but a H&M large does not fit me. For this reason, there are lots of returns in this industry and in this category. I want to explain to you the pricing structure now of Flipkart. This Flipkart's example. Let's say I am selling a power bank for 1,000 rupees. Let's say power banks come in the electronics category. The commission Flipkart takes on power banks is hypothetically 10%. 10% of 1,000 rupees is 100 bucks. It then charges me shipping fee, depending on the number of times the shipping has happened, depending on the weight. There's then a collection fee, right, which is 2.5 of the order value or 20 rupees, whichever is higher. 2.5 of the order values of 1,000 rupees, 2.5 is 25 rupees, 25 is higher than 20, hence they're charging me 25 rupees. But why are they charging me a collection fee? A collection fee is for the effort of Amazon or Flipkart's courier boys to take cash from the customer, give change to the customer, deposit all that cash into my bank account. For that, they charge me a collection fee. Then there's a fixed fee for this category and for this price range is a 30 rupee. If I total all these fees, it comes to 185 rupees. They charge GST on top of that. After GST, it comes to 212. 1,000 minus 212, which is 787.25 will come into my account. But guys, this is when there is no returns. If there are returns, this amount changes. Now remember the scenario I told you where there is 2 times courier and third time replacement. That's 6 times courier charge. So this 30 becomes into 6. What do you think will be the final settlement amount? When at the end I'm refunding the customer, right? 2 times replacement and 1 time refund. This 30 becomes into 6. What is the final settlement amount in that scenario? What do you guys think? Yeah, so negative 180. I owe Amazon money or Flipkart money. Amazon does not owe me any money. That's how that settlement happens. What Amazon or Flipkart does is every 15 days, every 10 days, every 20 days, they're going to see how many positives, how many negatives. They're going to equate all that, and the balance is what they're going to pay you, right? Hence, you get figures like 1.84 rupees in your account, 22,244 rupees in your account. So payment reconciliation and accounting is one of the biggest challenge and one of the biggest hurdles in the e-commerce industry. Right? This is just an example of Flipkart shipping. They charge you on actual weight or volumetric weight, whichever is higher. The formula for volumetric weight is length breadth height divided by 5,000, because this is the amount of space is going to occupy in their truck, in their tempo, on their flight, and so on and so forth. Right? There's another very successful model called drop shipping. What do you exactly mean by drop shipping? Drop shipping, let's say Flintstop was a drop shipping brand, and there's a person called Rahul. Rahul is selling cutting chai paperweights, and Rohan is selling vada pav paperweights, for example. I get in touch with Rahul and Rohan, and I tell Rahul and Rohan that, guys, I want to sell your cutting chai and your vada pav on my website. I tell both Rahul and Rohan that I will never ever buy the cutting chai and the vada pav from you, but I will market them on my website. As and when I get an order, Rahul will directly dispatch to the customer. Rohan will directly dispatch to the customer. I will never touch the product. I will never see the product. I will never buy the products up front. Right? That is basically what drop shipping is. It's one of the most successful e-commerce business models online. Can you guys give me some examples of the most successful drop shipping companies in the world? Some very common names. What do you guys think? Which are some biggest drop shipping companies in the world? Biggest examples of drop shipping companies. What do you guys think? Mm-hmm. Any other suggestions of any companies, guys? Etsy, okay. Amazon is one of the biggest example of a drop shipping model. Amazon is never going to buy inventory from me upfront. Amazon is never going to touch the product. Amazon's delivery boy is going to pick it up from my place and deliver it to the customer. Since I'm a seller, Amazon is not going to procure it upfront. That is what drop shipping is, right? It's one of the most successful ways, once again, of doing business online. Remittance, different guys are going to pay you in a different time period. How do you upload on marketplaces? You can either upload in the Excel manner, or they have onboarding uploading. There are lots of paid keywords. I personally use a lot of paid tools to identify the best keywords to optimize your product listing. Right, business process, fairly simple. I'll quickly go through it. You list all your products online. Once you list them, you market them via social media or through the promotions tab. Once you get an order, automatically the inventory goes down automatically. You raise the invoice, create the shipping label, create the manifest. The pickup boy picks it up from your office, delivers it to the customer. Customer says all good, no returns, no replacements required. Amazon or Flipkart is going to cut the commission and is going to pay us the balance amount, right? How do you select the best packing material? Now mine is vada pav paperweight, right? Unfortunately, I have to put a lot of layers of packing because in my very next building where I live in Prabhadevi, there's a FedEx office. I put up videos on Instagram where those FedEx people are, one guy jumping on top of a parcel. There's another person sitting on a parcel. People are bored, they're playing catch with the parcel. So they literally ill treat parcel. All courier boys ill treat parcels. For that reason, in my office, we have a 5 feet fall proof test where we add a lot of packing layers and we purposely with all our force, we're going to throw it down 5 feet above. Why are we going to do this? So that it does not break. Because in the beginning, every parcel of mine was breaking. Unfortunately, this is going to increase my packaging cost, is going to increase my shipping cost, is going to increase the time and manpower required for packing. And also it's going to not make it so easy for the customer to unpack the products. Today, you get a lot of ready packing materials, bubble wrap with cartons inbuilt, envelopes with cartons inbuilt. Shipping, I would recommend us to use a shipping aggregator, someone like a ShipMile or a Rapid or a ShipRocket. If you tie up with a ShipRocket then ties up with FedEx, Blue Dart, RMX, all these companies. So not your headache to tie up with them individually. Right? Trends in inventory, different people use inventory differently. I can give a 10-hour talk as to how TiE is the worst accounting software ever created. I ideally prefer Zoho One. I'm also a Zoho One channel partner and a Shopify Gold channel partner. So I can get you guys discounts on Shopify and Zoho. So if you ever want to buy those products, get in touch with me. I can give you cheaper rates than what are available online. Unicommerce is the tool I highly recommend for every online seller to automate your order processing, your invoicing, and your payment reconciliation. Where all can you sell? I realized after doing 8 years of business that in terms of time, effort, reward ratio, B2B is much better than B2C, right? In terms of B2B, the number of people I had to employ, the number of time I had to put in for the reward was way higher. In B2C, I had to involve so many more people, so many more accountants, packing guys, my fighter, my social media, my SEO, my operations. B2B is just a 3-member team and they do 10 times the turnover of what B2C does. And of course, the margins are lesser, but the bottom line is the net profit is way higher B2B compared to B2C. Having a distributor, I realize, for your brand is extremely important. There are platforms like CGAI, Corporate Gifting Association of India. Through this platform, you can find the right distributor for your brand. Events is an awesome place to be at. Shop and shop models was something we tried. It worked really well for us, but it was really expensive. With Hamleys, we had a small shop and shop model where we had a small section inside Hamleys. Unfortunately, they were taking a 55% margin, so it wasn't really viable, but it was a great brand building exercise as such, right? All right, I'm going to share some tools for competitive analysis. There's a tool called Alexa Dig Deeper. With this tool, you can find your competitors' Alexa ranking. There's another tool called SEO Paid Similarity Tool. With this tool, you can get to know what is the exact SEO of your competitors. What are they putting on the back end? What is Coca-Cola doing? What is Pepsi doing? What is Thumbs Up doing? So on and so forth. You know, the exact SEO. Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool is basically for you to understand which keyword has how many search volume. The term vada pav paperweight, how many 8 lakh people search for it in Mumbai every month, right? The term 3D printing pen, 2 lakh people search for it in India every single month. So with this tool, you can identify what is the search volume for different products for you to get to know how should you name your products. What should the name of your product be? What keywords should be on the back end of your product and in your product description. Another tool called the Wayback Machine. This is the tool in which I can get into the past onto any website. I go into this tool called the Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine, and I type Amazon.com. And I want to know that in the year 2010, how was Amazon's website looking? So I can look at it. Then I want to know by 2012, what changes did they make? Why do I want to look at the past of my competitor's website? Is so that I know what changes did they make through the year, what design changes, tech changes, category changes did they do through the year, what product category were they focusing on, how good were the customers, how is the UI, UX, the design, so on and so forth. Another tool called Who is Lookup. If you go on Who's Lookup and you type any domain, you get to know who's the owner, when did he buy his domain, what price he bought it at, what is his email ID, what's his phone number. If you do not want to reveal these details, you pay GoDaddy or your domain provider for privacy so that the details are not revealed. Another tool called SpyFu. I think now they banned SpyFu, but honestly, for 7 years, I successfully used this tool. In $79, you can spy on your competitors' Google AdWords campaign and make it even better. Unreal. I don't know how it is legal. They've now been banned though. Another tool called Open Site Explorer. With this tool, you can again stalk your competitors' websites. You can see exactly where are their servers from, right? Where did they buy the domain from? GoDaddy. What frameworks are they using? What is the hosting provider? Amazon. What is Flintstop using for advertising? These things. What is Flintstop using for analytics and tracking? These different tools. What if you come on my website, you see a spin the wheel. If you want to know how I got the spin the wheel, is from one of these tools, one of these widgets, right? You can get on exactly which widget am I using for what tool on my website. Another tool called Google Alerts. As I told you, very important for you to stalk your competitors. So in Google Alerts, I put all my competitors' names. Every time my competitors featured on the internet, I get an email that my competitor got featured in VC Circle, in Tech Circle, in Vogue, in Your Story, in Times of India. If my competitor can get featured in Vogue, I can surely get featured there as well. So that's my goal, and that's how I use Google Alerts. Challenges which I faced in e-commerce is inventory management was a pain, could never manage inventory successfully, even after barcoding everything, since human beings are packing it. When the human beings pack it, there's a certain amount of human error which comes in place. Accountant you should get after you cross 15 orders per day, or you will be in blind faith like how I was. Please start a blog from day one so that you can control your own SEO. That keep different SKUs for different products. Setting on your own website, I would suggest a platform called Shopify. Shopify is a leader in e-commerce. You can build your own website through that with basic code, basic technical knowledge. It's much better than WordPress or custom building a website. I'm a Shopify channel partner and also a Shopify Gold partner. So I can give you discounts and I can also implement Shopify on any other websites for the client as such. Now, these are a couple of services, guys, which I offer since the last 8 years. Since I have experience in e-commerce, I specifically know what to do and what to not do. Right. So we offer e-commerce marketplace management as a service where we get our clients. Let's say our client is into footwear. We tell the client that we'll register your brand with Flipkart, Amazon, Nykaa, Myntra, Udaan, all the online marketplaces. After the registration of the brand, what we'll also do is we'll do the cataloging of the brand, which is we'll do a photo shoot, we'll put the content. I use a lot of paid tools to identify which keywords to add onto the product, right? So we use those tools to do the cataloging of your brand. Once the cataloging is done, we take care of the promotions, right? There are lots of deals which take place online. We take part in promotions on behalf of your brand. We also take care of daily operations. So every day, someone from my team gets in touch with someone from the client's team, the point of contact. We send them a daily list of invoices, shipping labels, manifests. We take care of the inventory. We take care of packaging. We take care of returns. We take care of inventory management, putting on the software, running ads on Flipkart, Amazon, so on and so forth. So basically, if you want to sell on Flipkart, Amazon, the whole process is outsourced to my agency. From your end, you just need to warehouse the product. You need to print whatever I send you, and you need to pack whatever I send you. That's about it. Everything else we cannot take care of. That's one of the main services we offer. We deal in both domestic and international marketplaces like Amazon US, Amazon Saudi Arabia, Amazon Australia, so on and so forth. I also help with e-commerce marketing consulting. If you have your own e-commerce presence, if you don't have an e-commerce presence, I help brands go digital. Right? I help you building your website, building your app. I help you with your SEO and how you will guaranteed. We guarantee our clients that in 3 months you will be on page number 1 of Google. If we cannot get you on page number 1 of Google, we refund you because we know the algorithm, we've cracked the algorithm, and we work through that. We help with affiliate marketing. If you want to set up your own virtual internship program, we help you set that up. We help you with marketing automation and mapping down the customer user journey with automations as such, right? We help you with paid ads. If you want to run ads on Flipkart, Amazon, on Facebook, Instagram, we help you kind of do that. We work with a lot of different platforms. I'm also e-commerce automation planner. I help set up a CRM. I help set up an IVR. What I basically do is I identify your business process and I come up with the right systems and the right processes where you do not need human beings, and it's replicated with softwares. A, to optimize your business, to increase your sales, and to increase your efficiency. How do you delegate tasks right out to your employees? Are you sending emails? Are you telling them verbally? Are you telling them over call? Are you sending it on WhatsApp? We use a lot of tools for delegation of tasks, so the entire team knows what tasks are given to which team member. Are the deadlines met? Are they overachieved tasks? Same as for CRM as well. Sales gamification is a pretty cool thing which we offer to our clients, where we create an entire game for the salesmen of every organization. So we create a leaderboard online with a software. That leaderboard tells you which sales employee made most number of calls, which sales employee closed the most meetings, which sales employee got most number of orders, which sales employee got money fastest from the client. Whole leaderboard is created, and we gamify and create a game for the entire sales process for our clients. Those are a couple of my services, guys. These are my details. You can get in touch with me out here. I would love to mentor any of your in your e-commerce needs. So that's more or less about today's lecture, guys. We can now move on to Q&A. So I'll highly recommend, if you all have questions, please put it in the Q&A section and let's get those answered. All right, do we have questions, guys? For another question, how do you estimate your inventory size to the store, especially when you're starting out? So honestly, Farhan, when I began, I had no idea if stuff was even going to sell. I gambled with 2 lakh rupees, and I bought roughly 200 pieces of 20 different items. Over a period of time, there are lots of tools you can use to gauge search volume, to gauge how much traction you'll get. 30% of your inventory will be your superheroes, which is your breadwinners. They're going to get you a lot of sales. 70% will not give you a lot of sales. Over time, you'll understand the trends and customers. You'll understand what categories sell well on your website. You'll understand what type of customers are coming to your store. You will also understand which type of products are doing well, to then gauge how much inventory to keep of what products. Right? Meera has a question: what are the disadvantages of drop shipping? Now, drop shipping has a lot of disadvantages. The first thing is inventory. Now, let's say Rahul is the person I buy these cutting chai paperweights from. Rahul has told me he has 100 pieces of the cutting chai paperweight as of today. On my website, I have listed 100 pieces of the inventory because Rahul has told me so. Now, I've started taking 100 orders for the cutting chai paperweight. I get in touch with Rahul and I tell Rahul that, buddy, 100 pieces, let's dispatch. Uh, Rahul tells me, sir, I'm so sorry. Today only I got a bulk order and all my 100 pieces are over. Now I am left with 100 orders which I cannot distribute to the customer. These are some of the advantages of drop shipping. Another advantage is they steal your customer. Rahul can steal my customer. Inside, while shipping, you can put a small discount coupon saying, next time don't buy from Flintstop, buy from Rahul's website at a 10% discount. BSQC, QA, a lot of issues like this. But all these issues can be solved by penalizing your drop shippers. You need to send a pen, like how Amazon penalizes me. If I cannot ship in 2 days, they penalize me. If I have bad quality, they delist my product. So on and so forth. Right. So those are some of the disadvantages. Any tips on how to manage a warehouse smoothly at a low cost? Absolutely. I would suggest to firstly analyze these trends, use a lot of paid tools to understand what is working and what is not working, to then know how much inventory you need to have. Now, having a WMS is very, very important, a warehouse management system. Also to integrate your own CRM and your own accounting software to that, to understand trends in inventory as such. Right. Salin has a question: any suggestion for processed food marketing online? I think your own e-commerce website can do wonders. I have in fact 4 to 5 clients who are in this space. We are doing more than 1,000 orders per day per client. Some do 300, some do 500, some are doing 1,000, some are doing 1,200. So great space to be in, because you can market these products really well. The type of marketing campaigns you can run where you're making your customer feel bad, you're creating the sense of urgency. is way more penetrative, Mr. Tapasi, in the food product industry, right? So that's about that. Mr. Vedavillu has a question. What is the minimum budget to test water on digital marketing? Honestly, I began with ₹100 daily budget. After 2 months, I realized it's really working out well, and I scaled it up to 30,000, 50,000 a month. After 4 to 5 years, I was spending more than 10 to 20 lakhs per month in doing ads, because I knew I rather take a loan from the bank just to do ads, because I know I'm going to guaranteed get orders if I'm advertising correctly with the right copy, the right content. Pixel 3A has the question. I'm a registered seller on Amazon, Flipkart. Who takes care of the packaging standards like the Amazon or Flipkart badging? Uh, so in fact, I yeah. So in fact, they do take care of that. For packing standards, they provide you with certain links for the right packaging materials. So you can get the packaging material from those platforms as such. Mohammad Ali has a question. As I am a manufacturer, how many sellers I can add? What could be the best number of sellers? I'm focusing entire India. If you're getting into a drop shipping business, you can add infinite sellers. There is a tool called Oberlo. Please, everyone, do check out Oberlo. It's a very good tool to find the right suppliers for your drop shipping products. Dhruv, go ahead with the question. If you're handling SEO for multiple clients in the same field, how will you guarantee all of them coming up on the first link? So, Dhruv, what we do is we do non-compete per industry per client. So we will not take up two clients of the same industry for the same service. If the two clients are in the same industry but have a different niche altogether, is only when we do it. Otherwise, we do not want to compete with two clients in the same industry. So we do not do that, and we sign an MOU and a contract where we make sure we cannot do not do this. We know that the question: how important are reviews on marketplaces? I think reviews are extremely important. 89% of the global population is going to read reviews before buying something. So I would highly recommend all of us to add reviews onto our website. Also to encourage your customers to give you reviews, right? You need to put in a post-it on every Amazon order where you're asking your customer to leave a review for you. Positive reviews are going to gain a lot more sales as well. Your visibility also will be on page one. A person who has 50 reviews, even if he's of a lower price, will be on page one compared to someone who has only 3 reviews. Anonymous attendee has a question: which is the best platform for supporting e-commerce by advertising? There is Facebook, there is YouTube, Snapchat ads are cheap, LinkedIn lead generation ads are pretty penetrative for a B2B business. I would recommend Tinder, Speed Test, Times of India as well to advertise on. Neelakantan has a question: do you do test marketing with 3D printing products? Unfortunately, we just sell 3D printing pens. We do not sell 3D printers, nor are we into 3D printing services. But for the 3D printing pen, we surely do a test market scenario where we market it before we get the product. We start taking pre-orders to see how good is the traction of the product. We run a lot of surveys. We get the right influencers in the industry to then do a market analysis and a viability of the product for us. Any suggestions on best site to start on online clothing selling business? I would suggest build your own website, Vibu, and simultaneously get on online marketplace like Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, Nykaa Fashion, Jabong, Tata Click, Ajio, so on and so forth. Johnny has a question: how to target 30 to 75 age group for a particular product? Johnny, luckily Facebook has a lot of detailed targeting where you can get in depth into the age group, the demographics, the type of people, the location, the buying patterns, so on and so forth, to just show the ads to those people. So that's something I would highly recommend. Ranjit has a question: have you used statistics from digital marketing, Google Analytics, Google goal setting on website to arrive at segments and trend to make business decisions? Absolutely, Ranjit. In fact, we have a 5-member data analytics team. Their job role all days to just identify data and patterns, buying patterns. But if Rahul is a customer, if in 2020 he's bought an order from us in February 14th, so we know that next year also in February 14 he's ideally going to buy something. So we identify these trends, which category sells the best across the year, which type of products, what is the click-through ratio, what are the bounce rate, what type of people, what type of audience, what segment, what are the past searches, so on and so forth. So that's, I think data is extremely important for you to come up with the right business decisions, Ranjit. So very, very important to analyze data as such. Other than returns, Mohammed Ali, another issue with the footwear categories, if you don't have a proper size chart, right, people are not clear cut on what size they're going to get. So that can be a very big issue in online selling. So that's something in the footwear. Footwear as such has a 40-50% return rate. We've worked with a lot of clients in the past in the footwear industry along different niches, and we've seen some good growth in that category since a lot of people are interested in footwear as a category online. In a multi-employee setup, how do you protect data of customers? Every employee signs a contract with us, and we also sign a contract with the customer. Only the right people are given full access over that data. So we create different access for different types of people and different job roles across different software. So finance guy cannot see anything on marketing. The marketing guy cannot see anything about finance, so on and so forth. Right. So how can we make profitable if a price is below 500 strategies? I think below 300 you should not sell anything online or marketplaces because 1000 का भेजोगे तो आपके account में 600 700 आएगा. So you need to be about 300 rupees. 500 is a good spot to acquire a lot of sales. You need to make sure return rate is less. You are clear cut in terms of your information, your product description, images. You should add a video to your product. All these factors will make sure your return rate is less and you are more profitable. Organic foods, I would suggest your own online website is the best place to market it. Except for that, big basket grocers will do you decent sales in terms of organic foods. All right. Swaminathan, another question. Best tools for running data analytics, best application you can suggest. I would suggest Google Analytics. Another tool is Adobe Suite for the analytics. There's another tool called Spy Monster. That's for data analytics as well, which you could kind of take care of. I hope that answers the question, Mr. Swaminathan. Johnny has a question. Agri sector product for online sale. Any platform to recommend? Honestly, I don't have much experience in the agri sector. Never had any client, so can't really comment out here, Mr. Johnny. But I'll surely do some research and get back to you. You can get in touch with me over email, sir. Pixel 3 has a question. How important is starting your own website while registering as a seller on online market with Amazon? As an initial step, can Amazon be used to get some market insights as in how customers react, then move to own website? I would suggest sell everywhere simultaneously together. Do not miss out the wave. Do not miss the wave for any platform. Sell on your own website. Also sell on multiple online marketplaces simultaneously together. Why? You have nothing to lose, right? To add additional platform sales. Yeah, Anonymous has an issue with the courier service. Unfortunately, everyone is facing that right now during COVID. Although Blue Dot has been very good with their dispatches, but they're very expensive as well. Parvati, the question, is it common for sellers to price their products differently online and offline? Yeah, different sellers price online also in Flipkart, the price is different. Amazon, the price is different. And even offline, the price is different. That is very common. Online selling, price wars often happen. If someone is selling the same product for 499, I'll make it 498. He'll make it 497, I'll make it 496. This war will keep going on till I say that, okay, I can't go below 425 because I'll make a loss. So that's going to happen. And people are going to sell at different rates on different online marketplaces. What do you think about the market for selling online portable oxygen cylinders? I think it's a good category as such. People are understanding the need right now due to COVID of stuff like oxygen cylinders. And I think it's a good way and good time right now to enter the market for a product like this. Right, David, yeah, some people do not pack products really well. Unfortunately, that happens very often. Absolutely. So yeah, that's about the Q&A, guys. We can take all other questions offline. I've shared my details. I will put it once again on the chat box. Hello@Flintstop is my email ID, guys. I'm sharing my mobile number and my Instagram ID. Right. That's all for me today on the Q&A session. I would love it that all of you all start your e-commerce business, scale it up to new heights, and please be in touch with me throughout. I'm happy to mentor any of you all on any of your e-commerce queries.
Thanks, Tejas. Very informative and great takeaway for the participants, especially. I'm sure many of them are looking around their room and trying to find products that they can sell online. Now that they have great tips from you. I was personally inspired by the vada pav paperweight. I'm not sure who would buy that, but yeah, that was very inspiring.
Correct.
I'm sure you're
No,
selling
no,
many
nor
of
was
those.
I. I never thought this product will be a super hit. Never
Absolutely,
knew the product will sell so well.
yeah,
Absolutely.
sure.
Right. Right.
Thanks again. Thank you for your time and spending time on this very important topic. We had close to 50, 60 odd participants, and most of them are online even now. We have a lot of queries and questions. The details, the presentation Tejas has agreed to share that with all the participants. We'll send it from the TiE Secretariat. We have also recorded the whole session on Tejas' consent. I'll probably share the link to you all. You
Yeah.
can. We'll also share his contact details so that you can get in touch with him in future. Thanks again, Tejas. Thanks for taking time to address the TiE membership here. Thank you, participants. I know it's August 15. It's a holiday, but we had fairly good response for this evening session. Thank you for taking time to participate. We have another very interesting session lined up on market validation next Friday, details of which will be shared with you over a mail. Do register and look forward to meeting you all again on next Friday evening. Thanks again, Tejas, and thanks everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was my honor, in fact, to be here. Thank you for giving that opportunity. And I hope all of us had some great takeaways today.
Absolutely,
Fantastic.
absolutely.
All right.
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you,
Awesome.
Tejas. Thank you,
Thanks a ton,
participants.
guys. Thank you. Thank you. See you guys. Bye bye.